You know, for years, people have been talking about that breaking point, that time when we reach critical mass, and where a lot of our consciousness, conscious levels start to rise. And I think that the releasing of this Epstein file in a 1 year, in a year that symbolizes the beginning, I believe that this will be a catalyst for a whole other group of spiritualists to now enter this space, which is great. And I do believe that there will be more in America than there ever has to jump on this train. But the work is not done there. Unfortunately, people know that, or your enemy realizes that halfway knowledge is almost more harmful than no knowledge at all. I'm literally talking about 90 to 99% of the people that are in the spiritual space. Most people don't actually get the point. And the reason they don't is because their motivations for even getting in this space is to escape. It's not really to grow and to learn and to educate and to, you know what I'm saying, to evolve. So because of that, they don't really last. They dabble in it and they use it as an escape from reality, the same way the motherfucker use video games or drugs or art or things like that. But in reality, this is so much bigger. This is actually bigger than life. And until you realize that your real life is the one that exists outside of this body, you're going to continue to get half of the story. And what happens when people get half of the story is they're easy to manipulate. They're very, very easy to manipulate, because I can tell you half of the story, and I can give you the half of the story that's true, and it boosts your ego up. And all of this halfway spirituality makes it easy for the enemy to come up to these people and make them agents, whether knowing or not. It's easy to convince them to pay them because, like you said, they didn't really get into it for real evolution. They got it from escape. So what's the best escape? Money. Or they will play off of your ignorance and then give you half the story that's correct and then fill in the other half with their agenda. And now you're on their side. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that y'all that are now stepping into this realm, you read and you study and stop allowing what's put in front of you to be all that you consume. Because if you spend about a year away from the internet, just read books. Just read books. Stay away from the social media. Just read books. Talk to people in real person. Spend a year doing that. Then come back and look at this clusterfuck that we call spirituality on the internet. You know, confidence is competence. And watch how you become more competent. Watch how your brain responds better to actually reading and receiving. Like your brain registers it as something that's worth taking in and holding, because you're going out of your way to read something rather than just having it just put in your face. But that's all, man. I just wanna warn people, you know, as we're going into this realm, waking people up is not enough. Waking people up is not enough. And that's kind of the issue. One of the issues that we're having now is a lot of people have been woken up, but now you need to be guided to those first couple of checkpoints on your paths so you can become self-reliant, or I should say God reliant, which God is in the inner self. So